right, let's talk about your music, Isaiah.
Yeah.
You're very religiously and spiritually deep-rooted, and it translates through in your music. But you've also, you know, starting out where your foundations are traditional African folklore music, but you've begged from a lot of influences globally. Let's talk about that. What kind of music is Isaiah Katumwa's music?
Yeah, one of the things that I believe in music is that it's an art.
Right.
And I usually say in art, if you're not creating, you're actually duplicating.
Right.
And you don't realize
Copy pasting.
Yeah, exactly, and you don't realize it. But one of the things that I love to do is to be myself.
Okay.
When I speak, when I walk, whatever I do, even through my saxophone, I want to be myself.
Right.
When I'm creating, I want someone to know that this guy sounds like he's coming from East Africa. He sounds like he's musically influenced by jazz. And he sounds Christian. You know, I want to be real. And some of the things that really describe me is my identity as East African, my musical influence as smooth jazz for this generation, and my passion as a Christian. I want all those things to describe me. That's me.
Right. That's who you are.
That's who I am.
I had the privilege of sitting with another jazz player, Kenyan jazz player, Aaron Rimbui, yesterday, and we talked about the growth of jazz generally in Africa, not just East Africa. Maybe you can tell us why you think the huge renaissance is happening between last year and this year. The audiences are becoming more aware, they're appreciating more of African jazz artists. Tell us about Uganda and, you know, what kind of music industry is there to have facilitated 20 years of your music?
I would still say it's not been easy.
Right.
I remember I've been all these years I've been based in the UK.
Okay.
And when I came back to do a concert, it was in 2006, to do a Ugandan concert.
Right.
When I left, people didn't know so much about what I was doing as an individual artist, and what the music I brought, no company was willing to support, to sponsor or anything, like they did the local artists that were doing the normal genres. And the question was, the point was that they, as individuals, the corporates loved the music, but they were not willing, on behalf of the corporate, to sponsor or support it, because they didn't know our people don't love jazz. The kind of people that love jazz is certain kind of community and all that kind of thing.
But that's not the case anymore, right?
I didn't think so. And I said, okay, give me a chance. I want to welcome you to this concert. I am going to self-support it. Whatever support I'll get, I'll use that, but I'm going to finance it myself. And I did my first concert, and it was massive. We had to send away about 500 people.
Wow.
At the gate. And people were amazed. They were like, okay, what's happening? And for the first time, I charged an amount of money that no Ugandan had ever charged.
Really?
And without support. So the next time I did the concert, it was even more premium.
Right.
I got support from different companies, and it raised question, how come someone can come and just play a saxophone and people sit and enjoy? For 3 hours, the way I do my concerts in Uganda, I don't even have curtain raisers.
Right.
And I perform for 3 hours
open and close the show.
Exactly.
Wow.
And I do 3 hours non-stop. And people enjoy it. And I took responsibility of saying, okay, I want to know whether people love what I do by being me rather than having curtain raisers, because I won't know who has come for the curtain raisers and who has come for the saxophone. So I've come to realize, and people have agreed, that actually it is the quality of music, it is the quality of art that people go for. But more to that is that the music is interpreted from the East African angle, the simplest way that anybody can relate to the music, to the rhythms, to the melodies, and to the skill. Those are some of the things that I've embarked on, and it has brought a lot of changes. Artists that used to do a lot of CD playback in concerts have I've thought that actually it is the live band that brings the real thing, which I think it is a good thing.
Right.
People have begun to actually put more work into what they do, and I think the music industry in Uganda has massively changed.
Right.
And to do the jazz, many groups have come up.
Okay.
And people now play jazz at corporate events, at hotels. People play jazz everywhere.
The appreciation is there.
Exactly.
The appreciation is there.
Yeah.
For you, 2010 being a big year, I think, for everybody, what is your plan for this year? You've come to Kenya and performed a little while ago, I think it was last month, at the National Museum.
Yeah.
So already your fan base is growing within East Africa. What are your future plans for the rest of this year? And generally?
I've never had music videos.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's because I wanted to first understand exactly what people love about my music,
right,
and how to best package it for outside, even outside East African.
Right.
Because we buy stuff from the West, but we have nothing to offer to the West.
Right.
But it's because of the packaging in terms of excellence and quality.
Right. But we're coming up, you must admit, in terms of quality, definitely we're coming up.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's one of the things that I am trying to embark on myself as well. In terms of videos, I want to do videos, but of course, international quality.
Okay.
I want to do, I'm doing another album that I want to launch, which will be a little bit much more professional, and with, of course, more features with different artists, jazz artists in East Africa.
Right. So collaborations, of course.
Yeah, some collaborations with some established jazz players.
Okay.
And also to more enlarge or encourage the industry. And those are some of the things.
Okay.
The other things in the cooking will just come up.
Okay. You're married with kids?
Yes, I'm married with one kid.
With one kid?
Yeah.
Do you see boy or girl?
Boy.
Boy. Do you see him playing instruments, becoming a musician? Would you advise him to?
I don't want him to be what I want him to be. I encourage him to be himself.
Could be a doctor with a saxophone dad, with a jazz player dad.
Exactly. Yeah. But because he loves me, he looks at me like his hero.
Right.
He thinks that he should be what I am.
Okay.
I don't want to stop that, but I want him also to be, because one of the things that we suffered, me and my brother, we were good at everything.
Right.
We were good in sports. I played badminton up to national level.
Wow.
He's a footballer.
Okay.
My son loves football. He plays badminton. He's very good at singing. He's very good at swimming.
See him everywhere.
Yeah, I don't want him to I don't want to think
off.
exactly. I don't want to think that he will be a musician while maybe he would be a very good swimmer. So. But I don't also deny him. Yeah. So he thinks that the soprano saxophone is the small one. He thinks that it's his. That's why it's small.
Oh,
so
sweet.
Yeah, I just let him be himself.
Isaiah, tell us about the song you're about to perform for us right now.
I didn't think of any song in particular, but
your favorite, or your son? Your son's favorite.
My son's favorite is actually not my song. Can you imagine?
Do you do cover songs? I was going to ask you. Do you do cover songs?
Yeah, I do once in a while.
Okay.
I do cover songs, but there's I don't know whether it would make sense. No, I wouldn't do it. There's a cover song that really touches me so much. I usually do it in my concerts, but it just talks about how I love my mom.
Right.
I'm very passionate about my love for my mom. And it just talks about how much she has stood just for me to be where I am. And people see me, but they don't know the strength behind me.
It's your mom.
You know, yeah, it's my mom, and
wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Let me just play anything.
Play anything. Yeah. Play anything. You've never heard this guy before. His name is Isaiah Katumwa, doing big things right here in East Africa. Here you go. Isaiah, thank you very much for being here this
Thank
morning.
you very much.
My pleasure.